one of Australia's most important relationships, and it's particularly pleasing to be back in Beijing this, which is the first year since 2016. As I said in our report earlier last year, it's the government's decision to use trading relationships and the business to bring those relationships to life, and as business leaders we need to embrace that. When we last held the Roundtable, there was momentum building in our way, and over the last year we've seen the fruits of that relationship cooperation approach. While we have come far, our business leaders today still see much greater opportunity to further deepen our ties. Your Excellency, Minister, Prime Minister, before Mr. Qiang provides a summary of the commentary shared by our Chinese leaders today, I will share some of the key recommendations that we have made by Australian participants. In this regard, I'm delighted to be joined by Business Council of Australia members who have travelled a long way to be here today and are now at the honour of this. Mr. Simon Island, for ANC. Mr. Geraldine Slater, President of Australia for the ADP. Rebecca Maslin-Stanning, Chair and Senior Partner of the President of Trade. Professor Sharon Hendrick, Vice Chancellor and President of the University. Mr. John Berry, Director of Corporate Affairs at the ADS. Mr. Paul Serra, Managing Director of GDT Sunrise. Professor Isabella Rose, Vice Chancellor and President of the SW. Mr. Anthony Shaw, Chief Executive Officer of the HSBC Australia. Mr. David Olsen, President of the Australian China Business Council. Shemara Willimanite, Managing Director of the CEO of Warrior. Mr. Martin Stella, Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of the Industry. Dr. Andrew Forrest, Executive Chair of the Cabinet Board. Ms. Kelly Parker, Chief Executive Officer of Rio Textile. At this afternoon's Roundtable, Australian participants provided remarks and recommendations across four key areas of discussion. We first addressed how to further deepen and expand bilateral economic and trade cooperation. On this topic, we heard from our Australian delegation the importance of mutual recognition qualifications and on ensuring that we facilitate the transfer of leading expertise. We also heard of the value of interoperability of sustainable finance taxonomies. We next explored how to build cooperation in existing and emerging areas such as education and smart technology. Our Australian members shared the vision to consider establishing regular ministerial dialogue with education, including with respect to lifelong learning. And there were opportunities for partners to partner to develop smart technology programs focused on correlation and precision farming and technology. We next discussed how enterprises and governments are both acting to further improve bilateral business environment. Considering we heard from our Australian members on opportunities for what comes together and how we might explore special economic zones, regulatory frameworks to ease cost of doing business. Lastly, we discussed cooperation with green and low carbon. Prime Minister, you of course heard some of this feedback during yesterday's reception at Shanghai. Broadly, the Australian Government emphasised firstly the importance of facilitating partnerships between our stakeholders and minority countries, and secondly the importance of prioritising collaborative research and development opportunities on low emissions sustainable development. Your Excellency, Ms. Wang, Prime Minister, the economic and business relationship between Australia and China is strong and robust. And what I've spoken to today reflects just a snapshot of the suggestions that were made during the course of today's roundtable. I know Mr. Xiao will shortly share recommendations that have been brought forward by the Chinese participants, and we will of course share with you in due course a fulsome summary of those recommendations. As we look towards the future, our broadest recommendation is that we must be bold in seizing the many opportunities in front of us. As Mr. Hu, Chairman of the Bank of China, said in our roundtable just now, we are all in partners. It goes without saying that constructive dialogue between country nations is business confidence. Today, this roundtable continues to be the best place to build the personal relationships
对两国双方个人家庭交流与到达交换。我是本届中央会商院首席执行官员，中国国家开会于是介绍参加中方北京大学校务委员会主任中国银行董事长张晓峰，中信集团董事长施国华，中粮集团董事长中国海洋集团总经理周新华，中国保险集团比亚迪公司董事长周毅，顺丰集团三一集团陈总，一路集团光荣执行长中东科技公司董事长张总，天齐锂业公司董事长曹金喜，优和集团董事长孙子贤。今天下午，中澳双方官方代表围绕4个关键问题深入交流，大家一致认为，今年是中澳经贸协定签署10周年，也是中澳前面战略合作第2个10年的开始。两国应相见，以站在战略高度坚定为两国领导人达成重要共识，共同推动中澳经贸合作起到更多作用，为维护世界稳定贡献不少。但是大家有这个一是进入中澳经贸协定深化中澳经贸，中方中山舰希望各方伙伴携手应对全球经济的新挑战，坚定看待多边主义经贸体系，深挖中澳经贸协定的潜力，解决强贸易这个关系，提振经济贸易2是进一步合作新兴领域，中巴中山舰需要以澳洲发挥本优势，一起新增澳船运同时他们这个票制作团队医疗养老提供就业新兴领域提升金融为两国3是进一步协同打下双边的市场，中方中山舰思考后，完善更多的对话和政策指导，搭建政企沟通网，为中国企业到经营提到中企跟政府对中企生产提升好。中国中山舰、中方中山舰也在加强与澳大利亚等国企业基金当地对内对外。4是进一步挖掘绿色低碳转型发展的企业，中方中山舰希望各方伙伴围绕清洁能源、运动企业、当地开发、绿色金融应用、深化技术、注册交流合作，探索打造高效、更加持续的交流，为全国绿色发展以上是本届两会会议
感谢赵冠先生的汇报。接下来，让我们以热烈的掌声欢迎Albanese Xi总理致辞。
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Wen. Chairman Wei, Frank,
engagement, you are ambassadors for Australia in China and for China in Australia. And all of you are ambassadors for this partnership as a whole, for what our businesses and industries can achieve working together. The 10-year anniversary of the China-Australia Free Trade Agreement is an opportunity to reflect on the progress that we've made. And in the leaders' dialogue that we just had, we spoke about commemorating the 10 years on the 20th of December this year. And perhaps the business leaders can think about the best way in which we can do that in both venues in just a few months' time. Since 2015, Australian goods and services exports to China have more than doubled, and Chinese exports to Australia have increased by 80%. Australia is a great trading nation, and China is Australia's largest trading partner by far. This is where the removal of impediments on Australian cotton, copper, coal, timber, hay, barley, wine, red meat and rock lobster has been such a boost for our farmers, growers and exporters. But of course it has also benefited China. The industries that use Australian resources to build and power their growth. Yesterday, at the Steel Decarbonisation Forum that was held, we had 4 very significant Australian companies speaking about the export of iron ore, meeting together with the world's largest steel producers here in China, and speaking about how we, in a practical way, make a difference in lowering global emissions through the development of green metals. That is so important as we go forward. The food manufacturers that also count on high quality Australian produce, and of course Australian Chinese citizens who could sit down and celebrate the Year of the Snake with the best beef and wine that the world has to offer. The resumption and continued growth of trade in these areas is a reflection of the patient, deliberate and calibrated approach that my government has taken to stabilise the relationship between Australia and China. That work continues, including today, with the first CEO Roundtable held in China since 2016. A practical demonstration of the benefits of stabilisation, generating greater engagement where it is in the interests of both of our nations. It is an ongoing process with dialogue at its core, but the fact that you have education, finance, resources, different businesses all represented here around this table shows the extent to which it can grow going forward. This dialogue is so important, government to government, business to business. Dialogue builds understanding. It enables us to express our differences and to manage them without our relationship being defined by them. Cooperating where we can, disagreeing where we must, but engaging in our national interest. And that has been our government's approach. Those opportunities for cooperation were a key part of the very warm and productive discussions I've had today with President Xi, with Premier Li and with Chairman Zhao earlier today. This is about building stronger ties where our national interests are aligned, from trade and tourism, education and culture to action on climate change. For many sectors, China is Australia's largest market, our largest source of overseas students, a growing driver of our tourism industry, our largest export destination for iron ore, and a critical source of foreign investment across the board. It is important in forums such as this that we learn from shared success but also plan for common challenges. The structural imbalances of global steel supply that we need to work together to address, what we need to do to maximise the economic opportunities of the global shift to net zero, and how we can ensure the businesses represented in this room, from agriculture, resources, education, services and beyond, have the confidence and certainty to invest in the new skills and technology that will underpin your future growth and productivity. Getting this right here and in Australia will depend on policies that are shaped by your experience and your insights. but my government believes unequivocally in free and fair trade as a driver of global growth. And I know in the discussions that we've had today have been very constructive to that end. One of the great privileges of representing our nation on international visits is meeting with Australians who are achieving extraordinary things overseas. People with the drive to commercialise a new idea, create a new market or build a new market. Australians who have backed themselves to compete and succeed in the world. People whose talent and capacity have benefited both of our nations. And that thread runs from this room all the way to Chengdu, where tomorrow we'll be reflecting on the proud history and exciting future of Australia and China's collaboration in medtech. The Cochlear company is a proud Australian company that is making a difference around the world and is an example of great cooperation in technology and new industries that we can promote here to the benefit of both of our nations. I do want to thank the business community in Australia and acknowledge their support for an optimistic approach to global engagement and the determination to provide support for the government's agenda in promoting that optimistic vision. And thank you for what you do to strengthen the bonds between our two great nations. So to the businesses from China, I thank you very much for your engagement. And I think that this gathering will send a very important message back to Australia about the significance that we place as a government in this engagement and collaboration in the interests of both of our nations, but also, I think it's fair to say, in today's turbulent world, in the interest of global economic activity as well.
非常感谢阿尔巴尼斯总理。现在，让我们以热烈的掌声，有请李强总理致辞。
尊敬的阿尔巴尼斯总理，各位企业家朋友、女士们、先生们，大家下午好！很高兴能够在北京与大家相聚。首先感谢阿尔巴尼斯总理刚才与我们分享了很重要的意见。我也特别高兴听到布莱克主席、赵欢主席，你们两位主席介绍你们今天圆桌会议的讨论成果，特别是大家对中澳经贸合作提出了很多富有建设性的意见。我们感到两国企业都对下一步进一步开展合作充满期待。今年呢，恰逢中澳自贸协定生效10周年，过去10年时间里中澳的经贸合作，尽管我们也经历了一些波折、一些反复，但是依旧展现出较强的韧性和活力。两国货物贸易接近翻了一番，双向投资增长，我统计了一下，增幅在30%以上。这不仅是我们两国企业，不仅为我们两国企业创造了丰厚的收益，也为两国人民带来了实实在在的福祉。大家知道，当前国际经贸格局正在发生深刻复杂的变化，不稳定。